Boom! Greetings from YouTubeville once again. Danny Savage, Draft Guru. Just popping out, working on an offensive tackle list. I made some the other day, but they were too long for my likings. To just talk about 10 dudes in a row, it was like an hour video. I'm probably going to redo that one. It's just hard to keep people's attention for an hour and stuff like that. And I'm a perfectionist, so I like to do things right. So I've dropped 10 offensive tackles, 1 through 10. Like everyone wants to know the top three, of course. And I go by me, man. I march to my own drum. Wait a second, wait a second, wait a second. On an off week, by far the best beard on YouTube. Like I said, I march to the beat of my own drum. I don't care what other people say. I don't care if a kid has an arm that's an inch too short. If I've watched 3 years of tape on you, I'm leaving you at offensive tackle. I'm not moving you to guard. People get cute, man. People get cute and like to move people around. And like I've said a million times, I can only scout what's in front of me. Once they go to an organization, whether a winning organization or a losing organization, it's out of my hands. It's what the coaches do after that. So we're going 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 today. We're going to be done. Once we get done with all of it, we'll be at 30. Then I'm going to start 30 guards and 30 centers. Even though this year's offensive tackle class, besides a couple of people, pretty much everyone is interchangeable between offensive tackle and guard. So they do have the flex. So at 11, I have Cameron Williams, right tackle, Texas. Kid is 6'6", 335, 10-inch hands. I'm going to be honest with you. He played bigger than that. He did. He did. I think he's a candidate that might get thrown inside to right guard, but he's also somebody that it's ironic. Like I said, man, today's the 16th at what we got 18:30 hours, and he's flying up the board. But it's ironic. I said back in June that Texas has had the best offensive line this past year in college football, and this kid is just a straight goon. Big hands, long arms, thick, thick, massive man. He might be a right guard candidate, and there's like I've said, it's a below average offensive line in my opinion, but he's a candidate. They're talking about him now, late first, early second. I do not see him getting out of the second round. That's just my opinion. At 12, bro, nobody gave you this kid. I gave you this kid months ago, and he has all the intangibles. Ozzy Triple O, right tackle, Boston College. Yo, you're going to see some of his other teammates when we get to the guard center part. This kid is 6'8", 320, looks straight up skinny. He can legit put another maybe 20 pounds on. He could, that's the mad scientist in me. He could legit put another 20 pounds on and still look skinny, legit. He reminds me, like I say, I comp people, but it was years ago. I'm going years ago, like 30 years ago, man. The Giants had this big ass left tackle, Scott Craig, out of one of the Western colleges, maybe like it was like Colorado, but not Colorado, like a small school, but basically out west. And I believe he also played right tackle for the 49ers too. Ozzy Triple O reminds me of him. He has 10-inch hands, 33-inch arms. Are people really going to bitch about that? 36 starts at Boston College at right tackle. And I have him. He's my 12th ranked offensive tackle. Next is a kid that is flying up boards. He's very, very raw. I'm gonna be honest with you, and this is just the nitpicker in me. I'm not as high on him as everyone else is, and that's not like a shot at him because I easily could have threw him in my sleeper list, and I didn't. But his name is Charles Grant, offensive tackle, William and Mary, 6'5", 320. Now, this just shows you people how hard work pays off. In 2023, he was 280 pounds. Then next year, which was the 2024, he's at 320. He put on 40 pounds in 1 year. And it wasn't fat. Maybe 10 pounds of it might have been fat. That just shows you, great genetics. You know what I'm saying? That's great genetics, but also busting your ass in the gym. That shows what it can do for you. Uh, Listen, my only nitpicker about him is he he was having trouble with the bull rush, man. People were just he was too light. And he's at 320 and he still needs to get bigger. He still needs to get stronger, but his best football is in front of him. So that's a kid. I don't see him getting out of the third round. I don't. And, that could be a kid you're going to hear about, 3 years from now, 4 years from now, signing an $80 million contract just because some offensive line coach that is, has patience will work with him. But his best football is ahead of him by far. His best football is ahead of him. Next kid is, I got pages and pages everywhere. Next kid who I have at my 14th ranked offensive tackle is Holland Pierce out of Rutgers, 6'8", 350. I've told you people, I've done so many videos on this kid since June. He can stand up and tie his shoes. He has 36-inch arms length. Bro, it's just 4 years. He walk on. He was a 6'8", 400. He was a 6'8", 450-pound walk on at Rutgers. They just looked at him and they said, "Oh shit, let's give him a job." 21, 22, he dropped 100 pounds. He dropped, and then 2021, 2022, he started at right tackle. And then the last 2 years, 2023, 2024, he started at left tackle. 36-inch arms in length, 10-inch hands. In my opinion, he is a little stiff. I would like him to play with a lower base, but to be honest with you, he is a right side guard play. He's right side player. 100%. He's a right side only player. I think on the left side, he will get exposed by the speed in the NFL. So, in my opinion, he's specifically a right tackle. And I'm going to be honest with you, even if that don't work out, bro, this dude is such a massive individual. It takes, like I said, years ago, it takes a $30 cab ride to get around him. Now, I guess we would call it takes a $30 Uber ride to get past this kid. I wouldn't quit on this kid until I see him fail at right guard. If it doesn't work out at right tackle, I would slide him into right guard and let him battle in a phone booth. And honestly, 4 years from now, we might be saying that was his best position, and we'll see. Next kid, not too many people are like hyping this kid up. That's why I march to the beat of my own drum and do not care about other people's rankings. I rank people the way I want, to who what I like. That's what makes me different. That's what makes me the guru. Sometimes I hit, sometimes I don't. But it is what it is. Logan Brown, right tackle, Kansas. Shut up! That's what happens when you live in the city, man. You know? Joking, man. I'm a jokester, bro. If you ain't figured that out yet, can't help you, man. Logan Brown, man. Kansas. He was at, it was either Oklahoma or Wisconsin for like 25, for like 2, 3 years. He gets tossed off the team for getting into a fight. Transfers to Kansas, jumps in the portal. Must have been some hell of a fight. It was a fight in practice. So he must have beat the shit out of a starter or like the quarterback or something. But you see, he's aggressive. So to me, I like that because what do the guys do today when they have a problem with somebody? They go to the Twitter machine, X machine, whatever you want to call it. I respect somebody as long as he didn't just walk up from behind somebody and cold cock him. But he's very aggressive. I like the fact you're gonna fight. Yo, listen, bro. Teammates, I'm sorry. Charlene, boom. Thank you for jumping in the chat. Charlene Evans. I like my football players in general to be aggressive. I like my offensive linemen even more. I listen. Football is violence. So, like I said, he transferred to Kansas. Kid 6'6", 320, 10-inch hands, 34-inch arms, and the sky is the limit. You know, work on his temper a little bit, just not beat up his teammates. You know what I'm saying? But I'm sorry. We live in a world where it seems like, yo, it's a sport, bro. This isn't cornhole. This is football, man. If anyone can say here that they've never had multiple fights with their teammates throughout the years, they never played sports, bro. It happens, man. It happens. You have a problem. I'd rather see my players lock it up on the practice field, man. I'd rather see it. Nobody hurts each other, but get your problems out with each other. I'd rather see my players go at it with each other with their fists than go to the Twitter machine. Like I said, man, it's the pussification of America. You know, and Charles Haley said, not me, but as Charles Haley has said, you know, they're teaching our children to play flag football and not. This is the game that he played. But this kid is very aggressive, and I like that. And massive individual, and the sky's the limit. So we went from 11 to 15, got 50. So I've dropped 15 offensive tackles already. Tomorrow, I will drop the other 15 in 3 segments of 5, 5, and 5, and that'll have us at 30 tackles. So we'll finish 30 offensive tackles tomorrow. Then Tuesday, we start the guards. Wednesday, centers. And then I got to go back to the defensive tackles because I believe I could have been easy because there's a million defensive tackles to talk about, but I'm actually talking about a below average year with offensive linemen and trying my best. But let me tell you something, 70% of me, 70% of me, and people have said this about me. And anything I do, 75% of me is 50% of me is better than other people's 100%. It is what it is, bro. The world needs people like me. I joke around a lot, but for that, I wasn't joking because we all know when you're rocking with the GWO for life. I will come out with a sleeper later on in a few minutes. Got to run a few errands, but hey, hardest working draft guy out there, man. Who's pumping out 5 offensive tackles on a Sunday night? Wow. So, like I said, I'll be coming out with a video. Yo, I was so depressed. I've been watching this kid all year, man, wide receiver out of Arkansas Pine Bluff. And I was going to drop him today as a wide receiver. Freak. Kid is a rocket. He won. He won. Yeah, because I don't know. It seems like I'm the only guy that covers HBCU kids, and bro, this kid could fly. And I was ready to drop him tonight as my daily draft sleeper, and Oklahoma threw a giant bag at the kid. So I'm disappointed he's not going to the NFL, and I can't talk about him. But and you can ask other guys I rock with. I've been talking about this kid for the last 6 months, but I'm glad he got the bag, bro. I'm glad Oklahoma threw a big bag at him, and he'll have some make uh, his life better and his family's life better. And we'll be talking about him next year. I'm not saying his name because I've spoken about him and he's on my list. But you see, that's why you want to fuck around. Choose my language. You want to fuck around, guys? Ask them who they like for next year. They don't even know who they like for this year. But I'm glad he got his bag. He went to Oklahoma and he'll be hitting the NFL next year. So I'll be dropping a different sleeper later. Over and out.